Would it be? What up, Boo? Nice to see you. Happy Thursday. How are you doing? Hey Noah, how you doing? Long time no see. How are things? Hey, hey, not too bad, Boo. Thank you. How are your guys' Thursday going? Good, I hope. This week we're going back to designer, but we're taking a break from the fabric tutorial. We'll come back to that a bit later. So we're doing some not Josh Lynch, Daniel Tiger fundamentals. Um, so that's what I'll be doing for a little bit next few weeks. Obviously, answering any questions in the chat and all that jazz. Oh no, Leah, slacker, you're like the seventh person to message. You fell off. Leah, you fell off. No open call for you this week. That was a one-off. It'll come back one day. I'm gonna ban this guy. Look at this guy. Where is he? Ban user. You man, add moderator. What up, Fab? Noah, you still talk to any of your crew from the Masters or Mage? No, it's been a few years now, right? Which is kind of flown by. Hey, Alex, welcome back. Good to see you again. We got a Discord with some of the peeps from Mage. I missed those days. All right, it wasn't that long ago. Calm down. You make it sound like it was 20 years ago. It wasn't that long, Noah. What you guys doing nowadays? You still working on portfolio and jobs? What's the teaching? You know, what happened to the crew? I already want to go back. So that's cool. I like this tutorial so far. Daniel Tiger stuff. So okay, that's like pattern one. Let's do another one. He thinks he's a detective. You following the pattern ones? Just a single tile sampler, of course. They're trying to be predicting stuff, V. Let's see what you're like. No, I know what you're doing, V. You're trying to predict. And no, I've known you for too long. too long I've known you, good sir. Welcome back, Mr. Brooker. It's been a week already. That's crazy. What time do you start your streams? On the days I can join, I'm always late. You're not that late. No, you can join whenever. We started 10 minutes ago, right? So 7:30. So we're only 10 minutes in. There's so many options in this window. I like it on Unreal where you have like a search bar up here and you can just type it in. Get used to all these madnesses. How's your week been, Mr. Brooker? Oh yeah, yeah. I actually don't mind Jira. I'm pretty. I don't know. Maybe it's the teaching background or that sort of thing, but I always am pretty on top of Jira with logging time and updating tickets and stuff. I know most artists hate it though. Lots of asset requests, feedback, catching any asset in my scene that will no longer be supported, that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, yeah, the usual. Yeah, do you have any suggestions to match more base color from Subs Designer to Unreal? Um, as in terms of like color saturation, or it's usually the I can't recall the base color looking dramatically different. Usually the asset looks very different. Yeah, sure, but so I assume you're importing it all the good way, right? With the sRGB, all that sort of stuff. Also, how much of your base color, like what elements are you controlling in Substance, and what are you controlling in Unreal? Like, if it's anything color related, like if it's like red, green, any of those types of colors, you should do that in Unreal, right? And just have the grayscale in Painter. But it's always going to look a bit different, even with the even with the aces. Look, it's always going to be slightly different. It's just the nature of the beast. As long as your brightness is correct, um, you should be Gucci. Bright, nice and bright, somewhat desaturated, not too desaturated, but not too colorful at the same time. It's some synthwave. Yeah. Well, it shouldn't be dramatically different, right? Is it just slightly different, not dramatically different? That's usually the case. But it's better if you have some examples, right, as well, like how it looks. But yeah, no, don't get used to looking at stuff in Designer or Painter. Uh, I know it's tempting to just look there, but you should look in the target software, right? Which is why we banned Marmoset at one of the studios I worked at, because all environment artists were rendering their stuff in Marmoset. It looked amazing, and then you render it in the engine we were using, and it looks okay. I was like, yeah, we can instantly tell it's rendered in the engine, so stop rendering it in Marmoset. It's just one of those things, right? So planks, one planks. Yeah, if it's working good in Painter and not Design, it's probably something in that pipeline right at the end of your graph that you need to do something. Like one test you can do is take your designer texture, put it into Painter. Does it look the same? And then put it into Unreal. And then does it do the same thing? Because you said it's 99% the same. So then is that fixed or not? And then that can give you some more data on like if there's something specific between those programs. If you're getting closer with Painter. Hey Via, welcome back. Feels like yesterday we streamed. Now we're here again. How do? Happy Thursday. We're just doing Daniel Theiger stuff today, so at the moment it's just shape creation, taking a break from the fabric one. It's getting a bit complicated with the blends, blend here, blend there, all these blends, so we'll come back to that one. I've heard great things about the Daniel Theiger ones, so yeah, we're just doing the pattern creation at the moment, and then we'll keep going. Also, we have our next guest speaker for Patreon in 2 weeks' time. I shall unveil the poster at the end of the talk. It's a lighting artist, a good friend of mine. So, yeah, start. That'll be cool. I had my first lesson with my mentor last Sunday. Learned a lot about PB authoring. Cool. Where are you doing the mentoring? What sort of stuff did you learn? Share the goodies. Dude, Mark has gone like, because I announced the two speakers and where they're from. Mark has gone full Death Note L detective, trying to find out who it is. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. You just hold shift and it all. Oh, that's cool. Just a private mentorship with a mate of mine. Basically went over most surfaces from metals, plastics, fabrics, and how you approach surfacing them. Cool, yeah. Yeah, material definition is it's one of those things that you it's not it's there's like little bits of technical stuff to it, like textile density, but the actual making materials, there's no easy way to learn that, right? It's just iteration and art, because that's one of the art side of things, right? Knowing how to make a good texture. You can't really step by step it. You have to like learn to see things, learn to break things down in the layers it's made out of, and you know, all that sort of stuff. V's a good example of that. V's been spending the last few months purely working on material work, and you can see like over time his material work is getting really good. It's just one of those things, the creative eye aspect of it, which is always leveling up, but you can't quite know how much it's leveling up, right? It's just time. Versus like learning to make a trim sheet, you know, that's pretty technical, right? And how you do it and make it tile. The rest is the artistic eye. So yeah, lots of iteration and lots of burning reference into your head as well. That's why every environment artist should on their portfolio make a single prop that is highly detailed with different materials. Because if you're just making tilables all the time, it's tough to train that side of your eye. It's possible for sure, but you want to make like an asset that is like you can put a lot of detail into. Yeah, and they mix and match as well. Like when you have an RGB mask, and then how much detail do you put in a texture if it tiles a lot, and that's why doing a hero prop, you can forget about all that and just focus on a singular prop. That's why a lot of the meta for portfolios is have an environment with all that stuff, and then have a single prop as a second piece, which you can do all that stuff on. Um, that's the best meta, I'd say, nowadays. Want to get your thoughts on something? My mentor said that banking, baking, and surfacing are the biggest hurdles for beginners. I think surfacing is a big issue for a while, right? But baking is the if you're a first year student, baking is the hardest thing to get your head around because they always go wrong. But baking when baking goes wrong, it's usually down to the same 3 to 4 reasons, right? It can be like low poly doesn't match enough with silhouette, normals are not correct, the way you've modeled your high poly isn't friendly for your low poly. So a lot of it can be ironed out to just a few technical details. But surfacing takes years and years to get good at. You just have to keep making props and looking at reference and learning to break things down and stuff like that. So surfacing is going to be for a while, right? To get to a professional quality of surfacing. I've been doing a lot of mentoring recently for like a course, and they're all environment artists, right? And they've spent about 4 to 5 weeks just purely working on because they have another lecturer that is from industry, and they have me for small meeting check-ins, and they've spent 4 or 5 weeks just learning about good blockouts, good composition, good camera angles, good storytelling on blockouts, and they've got really good blockouts with a good story behind them. And I always say to people that the hardest thing you can learn is to do a good blockout and not rush it, and learn about focal length and cameras, storytelling, putting characters into your scene or something like that to help tell the story. Then once you do that, the rest you can almost autopilot to a degree. Obviously, it takes a lot of effort, but the rest is like texel density and trim sheets and making masks and all this sort of stuff around lighting. But you've locked in a really good image, right? At that point. So I think the pre-production is the most important in my opinion. Yeah, and the more you work at game studios, the especially if you can join a project that's where you have the opportunity to see levels where whilst they're still in like a grey box phase or whatever, the more you see how like ugly games are when they're in development and how good they end up looking at the end, usually in like the final few months. But when you see that process, you have more trust in the beginning because at the beginning, right, you can get a good block out and it looks pretty good, and then you start adding materials and it looks really ugly for a while, and then eventually, if you trust the process, eventually it will come out at the end looking really good. Um, but yeah, the more reps you get in of that, the better, right? Hey, Root, we're doing Daniel Tiger stuff today, so pattern generation at the moment. Then we're going to add some height to these patterns, add them to the lighting zoo we made last week, start building a material library of PBR correct stuff as well. How are you? Root, you've been through this. You've been through the system, right? So it makes it sound like you've been to jail now. How important do you think is a block out, getting like everything ironed in the block out before you start going into production? Yeah, constant iteration is a common thing. Yeah, you're going to get feedback every day, every week in a studio, and they're going to be pretty straightforward with what you need to do and if it's not hitting quality and all that sort of stuff, right? So the more iteration, the better, and then over time, you just start to do that stuff more and more often. There's also like a phenomenon where I don't know what you call it, but if I'm working on a piece, I will miss things because I'm tunnel visioning on the piece. And I'll get feedback and I'll improve it and I'll be like, oh, that looks so good. It's so much better. But I can see that same thing I missed in other people's work because I'm not working on it. So there's that phenomenon as well as why you should always try and get feedback because you can spot things in other pieces of work, but sometimes you'll miss it in your own, right? It's just strange how that works, but it's why it's important to get feedback. What material is this? It's the tutorial Daniel Tiger tutorials fundamentals. So this video looks like it's all about Tyro Sampler. So yeah, just started working on sideboarding, arena detail texturing. I think your blockout is one of the blockouts that come up when I type in hybrid blockout on Google. I'm going to assume that he's going to use an ad or a screen. Let's have a look. Yeah, I knew it. Okay. So I need to work on mine a bit, actually. It used to be. I used to type in hybrid blockout a lot, but now I use a different method for blocking out and teaching blockouts, which is still similar workflow, just it's a different system. Here in Brazil, we call that the drawer test. You put something on your drawer and forget for days. And when you see it again, the first impression, oh, really? Okay, I've not heard of that. That's interesting, Alex. I'll remember that one. Texture and material difference. What do you mean? And welcome, by the way. I ain't telling you, Fabio. You been a bad boy. You ain't getting the knowledge. Not on stream. No, don't tell him. Don't reveal. He's a devil. Quick, delete it. Oh my god, your spelling today. He's all over the place. Well, Fabio, I assume you've seen Johnny Mnemonic. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get it out. Are they same textures and materials? This stuff? Oh, this stuff is just practicing shape stuff. If you're on about that, or if you mean is texture the same as a material? No, they're separate things. A texture is a 2D map, and a material is a series of instructions that tell a mesh how to be shaded. Am I the dolphin? You've seen it, my man. My man. And I'll be yeah, you could be the dolphin and I'll be Dolph Lundgren or whatever. I don't know what his character was in that film, but yeah, I'll be him. Oh my god, so many options. Color. Where is seed? Where be seed? For the sideboard, I'm making clean and transitioning to the old and scratching. Oh, cool, nice. Hey, Shadows. I wanted to say thank you for all the videos you do. Please don't stop. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, we try to post once a month for the YouTube. So yeah, we'll keep going. I'm glad you enjoy the videos. You doing a herringbone floor? I'm just following a Daniel Tiger fundamentals video where he's doing various shapes. So I'm following through that at the moment, and I'll keep them all saved as well as we go along. The art dump for the new Mafia game. Oh, it actually came out, did it? Did it really? Huh. Might need to have a look at that. That's pretty quick for an art dump to come out, but that's awesome. I'll definitely go have a gander at those when I find them. Oh yeah, I see it. Wow, yeah. Are you guys self-taught? You'll probably get a mix of answers. But I self-taught's interesting because I did university right for games, but it was so long ago that everything I've learned since is obviously self-taught. But my initial spawnings in games was through education. Yeah. Yeah, this Mafia stuff looks awesome. Need to find the lighting artists. That's what I've done. But yeah, this stuff looks cool. Almost looks like Assassin's Creed when you like ignore the Mafia tag. Had you muted, didn't hear if you saw what I said. Well, now you'll never know if you had me muted. That's the secret. You'll never know. YouTube didn't exist when I was at uni. Went to uni for game design, especially all programming. Now that I've been at uni for 2 years, I've forgotten everything. It's like HTML. The amount of times I learned HTML and then just like forgot. Um, Oh, that's interesting. So shift, it's not shift, it's control. Okay. Welcome to H Bone, D Wood, B Wood. Yeah. I miss the weird ass background music in these live streams. Nah, not anymore. I've been ad struck enough on those. Last one we did, the Lord of the Rings one, the amount of pop ups I had after the stream ended. Your audio has been muted. So no more. I can hear music because I have Spotify on, but you guys won't until the end when I unmute for the talks. But you could always turn it on yourself, Mr. Brook. You could always put the Lord of the Rings song on, taking the hobbits to Isengard. If I ever find a truly royalty-free music source, which I haven't been able to, um, maybe. But last time I picked a royalty license-free one, they got me. SWAT team came for me. What is your PC specs currently? 64 gigs of RAM. Um, this one is RTX 4080, I think. Yeah. One thing I'm going to miss when I get my 4K monitors for here is not being able to read Substance Designer. Because at the moment at 1080p, I can actually read all this stuff fine. But at 4K, I can't read anything. It's like so tiny, and you can't even change the UI size in Designer. So it's going to be sad. Very sad. Sending me a message. The disrespect, old man. Sure, you're older than me. You're like 70, Fabio. You must be. With all that Houdini knowledge, you must be 70. Pattern number. Uh, bu- bu- bu. Quite a few people in there. Cool. Yeah, how is your Thursday going, peeps? Almost the weekend. Good. My birthday is coming up, so I will be getting older. Oh, I'm gonna be 36. The second half of the 30s. Sad. It happens to us all. Oh, wait, what was that? 1 second. I'll be right back. Random friggin' bang. But we're good. We're safe. I'm old and I'm 27. See, I know people. I see. I like your thinking, because there's people in this chat. They're like 28 years old, and they talk like they're 21, and like, oh, you're so old. I'm like, bro, 28 and 35, we're in the same bracket. What are you talking about? So I like your refreshing take on being 27. I was 36 a long time ago. It's just a number, Mr. Brooker. It's just a number. Oh, we baited it out. There it is. and knew it was listening. Little goblin. When's your birthday? Good question. On Monday. We're gonna watch Shrek 2, aren't we? Or I might watch it without you. We can watch Shrek 4 with you. 38 here. Wishing I had 7. Yeah, I knew time was passing at university because every year at university we would interview new students for the course, right? And every time you would look at their paperwork, year after year, the dates of birth were slowly getting concerning of like how soon ago that felt, right? So when I started teaching, because I taught for 6 years, when I started teaching, it was like, yeah, you know what, 1990 this, 1990 that, sure. Towards the end of my teaching, when I was reaching year 4, 5, 6, you'd start to see date of births where it was like 2002, 2005. And, I was like, oh, okay, that's crazy, you know. So that's definitely one that will make you feel old. Not like this. I'm trying to freaking all young kids these days. Oh no. No. That's one of you, Noah. It's one of you. Don't like that it's wonky. Guess it's natural, but isn't the position an offset? I don't even know. There's like the position, offset, scale this, scale that. I'll learn it over time, but yeah, there's lots of options here. Back what I missed. Oh, nothing much. Just discussing the dread of age and aging and all that sort of stuff. Typical life stuff, right? Okay, this is probably because this is a very old version of Substance. So it looks like they've split these out now. Okay, yeah. Ignore the fact that 24. A teenager would think you're old. So I guess it's the circle of life, right? I'm at the point now in my career where I'm so out of practice of modeling texturing pipelines. I'll be starting a mentoring program with a principal artist here at EA. That's cool. I like when studios have mentorship schemes between employees. Um, it's always a pretty good. It's always a good sign. There's always bad signs and good signs, but it's a good sign when you have like art management that help your personal progression within your career based on like studio stuff. So that's good to hear. But no, I completely understand you, right? Because when you get into environment art for production, a lot of the time you don't even open 3D or texture things. You're just world building all that time, right? So I understand that completely. But now it's awesome that you're doing a mentoring program. That's going to be cool. Yeah, it seems super cool. I remember hearing that Ubisoft Massive brought Josh Lynch in. Yeah, yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, studios bring in. They'll either do like internal or they'll bring in people to give talks on things. It's really good. What's really good is when the studios record it, right? Because then you can go back and see really cool things. So that gives it the variation, that grey, and that levels it. Okay. Yeah, recording stuff is always good. Studios may bring in people to train people or expose online training programs to devs. We have growth days at EA, one a month where we can take some time. Yeah, it's cool. I know we have something called like level up days, right? And I think it's like where you go and you're giving a talk or you're doing anything like that, and instead of taking it out your annual leave, it goes out of your level up day, and those types of schemes at studios are they're little plus points, right? Because the studio when they have that sort of stuff, they obviously care about you developing, right? Versus working at a studio that has unlimited leave, which isn't really unlimited. What is this? What is a safe transform? I need to have a read of this. Hey Declan, see you again. Hope you're good. Here at DE, we have monthly lunch and learn. Yeah. We're a member discipline. We'll do a prayer. Yeah. It's skill ups, knowledge ups, lunch and learn. Sometimes they're team specific, sometimes they're studio wide, or art team wide, or stuff like that. But those things are always good. Helps create an actual culture at a studio, right? You actually have a culture, which is good. It transforms while keeping it a tiling pattern. Okay, interesting. It'll be interesting to learn the use cases of these things, because obviously these tiled without using it, but this could be specific to certain things, which I may not know, because you don't know what you don't know until you need to use it. What am I missing here? Let's see. Blah blah blah. Yeah. Where'd you come from? Get away. There's also I haven't heard of this being done in a while, but there's also when studios have a lot of studios in the world, they can sometimes do these things where you can, go work for another studio branch for a temporary amount of time, right? So if you've got like, I don't know, a studio that is in the US and they have like somewhere in Japan as well. You can go over to that one for like a month and do some work there, and then come back. Kind of like student exchange. But hello, old chum. It's me, the best junior lighting artist you work with recently. How do I instantly know who that is? Just from the way your name and the way you type. How are you? Good to see you. Are you documenting any of your notes? No, because I'm just following the thing, right? So it's there's some little minor changes because this tutorial series is quite old. So there's new things like there's they've added like grayscale versions and color versions of all the nodes, which in that video there isn't, because it's a lot older. But most of it's still the same. So it's just the Daniel Tiger stuff. I'm okay, just showing my foot. Hey, all good, all good. We are learning Substance Designer, so we're learning basic pattern creation in various ways. But we're basically still at the start of learning Designer. We've barely put any time in it. I don't really do lighting stuff on stream because it's just like autopilot, right? So the only time I did is when we're looking for work after the whole layoff stuff. So I try and keep the stream stuff to like talking to people and learning stuff completely new, right? How's the job search going? I've seen a few more lighting roles been popping up recently. Maybe it's that time of the year, right? Levels, blends, and noise. That sounds basically about it. What the fuck? So he's gone to edit matrix value, which I have no idea what this is. It just seems a way for me to edit the scale of something, question mark, but it doesn't really explain it. But it basically lets me stretch it in. It could have just done that like with this. I don't know. It's these little nuances that would be good to know the why. Sometimes it'd be good to know the why of these things. I'm planning to learn to create my own weather. Oh my god. Weathers, I wouldn't even want to try and do that. It sounds so complicated. A good challenge though if you want to do it. I wouldn't just like look for junior stuff. I would for sure just look for lighting art and just apply for it. I don't think there's junior, like many places don't even put junior now. They just put like environment artist or lighting artist, and will be willing to take a junior in that role if they met the criteria. Yeah, no, weather systems, I'm out. I'm cooked. I can't do it. Is the Matrix, other than the movie, is it just a numerical way? Let's see, for me to do what is usually done in a two in the actual view. Oh, it is. Okay, so it's just the numerical way to change the the 2D, well, with set numbers. I guess cool for really specific stuff that makes sense. No, no, it's the same for me, man. I applied a bunch of places. I actually had it worse as well because um, it's just like horrible situations. When I say I had it worse, it sounds like what those people say when it's like, "Oh, I had it worse." No, I mean, I had an unfortunate situation where I had a job offer, right, and I turned down another job offer to take that job offer. And one day before the start date, they rang me up and were like, "Oh, it's blah blah blah," and then they cancelled the contract. So I had nothing. No, no, neither of the two, right? So it's quite scuffed. Some of these studios and how unorganized they are with their recruitment. But yeah, it's been happening a lot. A lot of people are joining studios and getting laid off 3 months later. It's just horrible. Or they have fake job offers that don't go through. Um, I'm all good now. I ended up finding something that's really cool, which I'm just focusing on for a while. I don't think I'll be putting anything on LinkedIn for a while with the state of the industry. Just want to focus, do a good job. But yeah, it's been cool so far. But it's the industry, right? You never know when that layoff is coming, so it's pretty hard to settle down. 3 months at a time, right? That's how I'm taking it. Yeah, I can have a look probably after the stream. I gotta go and walk after the stream, but so the way these streams work, I do some stuff, and then the Patreon people have their check in with me. At the moment, there's two main people doing projects that they check in with, but I'll have a look at your stuff off stream and let you know some stuff for sure. Because usually it takes me up until like 10 o'clock or 9:30 when I do these two. What are you working on? Oh, actually, I see you sent me some stuff. Yeah, I'll have a look at this in a bit. If it's weather related, I'm probably not going to be too much help. The most weather I've done is enable volumetric clouds in Unreal. So yeah. You ever get any eye wrist pain when working for long stretches of time? Um, Funnily enough, with the wrist, rarely ever, which is I don't know if it's like the wrist lottery, right? Because I know people that have had to use different mouses and they get like a repetitive strain. For wrist, not yet. For eyes, sometimes. I mean, glasses help, but yeah, eyes definitely sometimes, but not as common as I would think. But it is a common thing in our line of job, right? With like back and stuff like that. So studios usually take it very seriously. Like they'll assess your workspace with mandatory training stuff and try and set you up in the best way possible and all that jazz. It depends on what mouses you use. I just made it a thing. The army of mouses. Call them rats. You don't have any other voices this week? No, no, no. Open call was a every now and again, right? There is, however, always open voices on the Patreon Discord. There's usually like yesterday we had like 8 people on for a few hours. Usually there's always like 2 to 4 people on between that number in most evenings. Now I wanted some peace and quiet today because you know they're some of them are a right racket. No, I bought the perpetual on Steam. I didn't want to pay a monthly sub for that stuff. Crazy expensive in in the long term, at least for me. So I bought the Steam one because I won't really need the future updates, to be honest, for the level that I want to learn it to, which is just like a basic intermediate level, right? So plus on Steam, it tells me how many hours I've spent in the program, which is a pretty cool metric. You get achievements. I think you do, right? I think you get achievements. I actually can't remember. Let me check. I don't think you do. Some things you do, but I don't think you do on this one. I can't remember. I have spent 14 hours. Well, actually, no, 16 hours. 16 hours, 2 days in Substance Designer, apparently. Dude, getting achievements would be so good. I used to love achievement hunting on the Xbox 360 when I was a teenage gamer. I'd hunt all the achievements. Substance forever. Amazing if you, yeah, exactly. If you get Blender on Steam, wait, that's amazing. Yeah, achievements would have been cool for a designer. Increased nerd level. Oh, don't worry about me saving. My Control S is muscle memory the hell out of. Don't worry. Achievement unlocked. Made a texture that isn't trash. That's gonna take me a while to unlock. Once you, no. Once you get 10k hours, you become Daniel Theiger. You just become him. I wish I could like, I don't know, like how long have I been using an Unreal? Like how long in the editor have I been in Unreal? I'd love to know those stats, but it's been so long. Like I don't even know how you'd even begin to get the math for it. Yeah, probably like over 100,000. Become Johnny Substance. Imagine speed running, getting designer achievements. Yeah. Control Z runs through my blood. Control Z 100 times, 100,000 times. That would make it so fun just to have that gamification on stuff. I'm gonna quickly do this, and then we'll move into the Patreon, and then we'll announce our next speaker first, and then we'll go from there. See, for me, it's Control Shift S. That one is because that's the Unreal one, right? Otherwise, you Control S and then you don't save everything. Hey, T. Literally about to speak about you. It's like Flappy Bird, but it's Flappy Control Z. Oh, okay. Actually overlap them. Fair enough. Trippy factor. There's so many of these flood fill things. It's like an RPG. Uh oh no, you can't do that to me. I am the one that taught you about that. Don't even try it. Don't even try it. No, okay. Oh, that's trippy. Holy crap. See you in a bit, Via. Take it easy. Good to see you again. So this might be out of date on the tutorial, so I'll need to figure out which one this is. No. Oh, what did I use up here? I did use a flood fill. Oh, okay. I guess it went a bit too far and it didn't like it. Hey, nice. Okay. Uh, are you in a game union? You don't have to publicly say. No, I was in a. I'm pro union for sure. Like when I taught, we had a proper union and we would strike and all sorts, right? Game unions, at least to my knowledge, aren't really a thing in the UK that like a proper thing like they were in education. Like in education, you can actually have proper strikes, and your employer can't do anything about it, and you can fight for certain work rights. But there isn't anything like that for games, to my knowledge. If there was one, I would totally be in one though. Yeah. Like after all the stuff we've been going through with layoffs and all that stuff. Oh yeah, of course. Did you ever reach out to Tim Simpson? Yes, actually, Tim and I spoke yesterday, so there might be something coming up for that. But yeah, we have actually been speaking very recently. He's there's stuff in works for the midterm. Nothing straight away, but yeah, we have been talking. Hey, I like this tutorial. I'm enjoying this one, maybe because it's just simpler. I don't know, but I'm enjoying this one much more than the fabric one. So we'll definitely go back to the fabric one at some point. But I like Daniel Tiger's teaching style so far, so we'll keep doing this. And we'll keep going through, learning stuff. But yeah, I learned a lot of how versatile this node can be, which is really cool. So yeah, very happy. Good active chat as well, for sure. Always good to chat to the regulars and new people. So before we move into Patreon, we do, speaking of guest talkers, we've got a few in the works, but we have one coming up in August. Let me get the poster. So, just double check this. Yeah, so our next Patreon masterclass talk Q&A sort of thing is going to be from Thomas Frater. So Thomas Frater is a lighting artist at Playground Games. Is a lighting artist at Ballistic Moon. He interviewed me, so he's worked on Until Dawn. And he had a career in lighting for theatre before he got into games. So he's going to be talking about that and all sorts of things lighting art related. His career, and then taking a Q&A at the end of the talk. So remember, these talks are 1 hour 30, 45 minutes of talk, 45 minutes of Q&A on the Discord, and only the first half is recorded for Patreon afterwards. So yeah, that's happening on the 29th of August. So I'll be posting this out on socials tomorrow. You guys get a sneak peek of this. And yeah, that's going to be the next one. And we've got some more in the works for the future, right? So yeah, looking forward to that one. Thomas is a really cool guy, knows a lot of stuff. It's super friendly to work with. Now, that being said, I'm going to turn off my music so I don't get auto-struck. Turn on my desktop audio. And hop myself into the public review channel for Patreon feedback, which I am now in. Share my screen. So wait for the YouTube stream to catch up, and whoever wants to pop in, I think it's the usuals. L and V. Hello. Oh, wait. Oh my god. Get out. Get out. It's too much.
What?
Say a sentence. Check your audio levels.
Check.
I'm just going to boost you a little bit. How are you? How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you. Let me also check on my end the volume.
No, I think it's mine. I think you're sorted now.
Perfect. Okay.
And obviously stream, let me know. Damn, someone clipped those good things he just said. behind the closed doors, belt off.
Haha. Mm-hmm.
Right. So, what load up 757? No, which video? There's so many videos. Which one am I clicking?
Uh, the harbor level week 33. Let me just copy the link and put it here in the side chat.
Oh, I see it. I see it. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's do this. So yeah, tell us what you've been up to this week.
Yeah, so the thing is that is like something unfortunate happened. Like my Unreal Engine level basically crashed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's basically, yeah, like I can't open it. And so all the good thing is, what is it, like all the assets are saved, right? They're UA assets and they're also like saved on my disk. So it's literally just the level and the layout which is gone. So which is a little bit unfortunate, but oh well. What is it? Gotta move forwards, right? So for this week, I basically restructured myself a little bit, focused a little bit, yeah, on more on folder structure, and now basically have like a one-to-one folder structure between like folders and Unreal Engine folder. So that's quite good. And yeah, I basically this week I've been focusing on just some rocks, stones, pebbles, getting those right, and yeah, basically adding things to my asset zoo before I start to fill up another level. Yeah.
Yeah, these look cool. Look nice and sharp. What's the work? I guess you'll have workflow stuff for this on your mirror, right? So.
Yeah. You won't believe it, but it's done with Houdini. Oh my
Oh
god.
no! No way! No way! Ed says, "Looks like you've been rocking it."
Haha, haha. Thank you.
Give me a second to. I've got so many Menti boards loaded up. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Harbor level.
Harbor
Can ban
level.
it? Can't ban me. Yeah, you got to be careful of. Bro, what is your nickname? Your name on chat? How am I meant? I'm not going to dox you with your name, but what am I meant to call you? Like, you got to be careful of the bracket _ bracket. Here, we worked together before. He's a right devil.
Uh-huh. Ah, I see. Yep, so
Cool. So
over
yeah,
here.
where are we going?
Here.
Wait, what's with
Here.
the just a massive time skip here?
Man, I needed some space, okay?
This is like the One Piece time skip 3 years later.
I know, right? Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah. So that's my reaction for this week, yeah.
Slipping.
Yeah, so yeah, this week my mirror board is a little bit short, right? So
That's all
yeah,
right.
first day was basically yeah, optimization and everything. What is it? Researching that. The important part starts at like day 5 when yeah, day 4 was basically the crash, and day 5 that's basically where I yeah started doing stuff, right? So yeah, I basically as of now have 1, 2, 3, 4 different asset types. So which are like rocks, small, medium, and large. And they have existing features right now are dual UVs, detail normals, RGB mask, ARD channel pack, and also runtime visual texture blending. Yeah. So that's what I've been focusing on. Yeah, that's basically yeah the first iterations of the RGB masks. Yeah, there was this really good what is it, portfolio piece from Oleg Groshev from Wargaming, where he basically goes through his entire workflow, right? So yeah, that's basically something I like, the fidelity of it, and I want to include that and basically focus onto the rocks. Yeah, this is basically a GIF where you can see the of a timescale of how I create those rocks in Houdini. So I basically have a high poly, a low poly, and then I do bake it down, extract channels out of it, and masks, which you can see here.
Yep, this looks about right.
Mhm.
So you're doing the moss with World Up shader, it looks like?
What is it? Right now it's just a mask, but I plan to also use RVT for basically the upper selection so that it becomes agile.
Oh, so if I rotate this, the moss isn't going to move to the top, basically.
Yeah, not yet,
Okay.
not yet. Next
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, I think with moss, like, I wouldn't have moss as like one of the RGB masks. I'd use a World Up shader just because you'll have so much of it in your level that you don't want to go into like 50 masks at once to try and art direct stuff, right? So yeah, repropagate that up mask for something else if you can.
Yeah, this is just an extra mask which I have. Like, it's not channel packed into an RGB mask, right? So I can just throw it out. But yeah.
She says, what is the concavity doing? So what is the B mask doing?
So the B mask concavity, it goes basically into the wedges. Everywhere where there's like a slope, it focuses on that. So that can be used to, like, I plan to have like a roughness variation, for example. So like imagine some like wetness existing in those kind of areas. Yeah.
I don't see the mask effects in these images.
Yeah, they're very subtle. Yeah.
I see the
Like
white, the whatever this is, right? The
Belichian, yeah.
but I don't see maybe it's too subtle. Maybe it's because all the textures are very similar, and so it's hard to. One thing you should definitely have for sure, like maybe you can have this in. It's like the most important one is the cavity, unless you're using the cavity somewhere else.
Yeah, no, that's cavity is literally here, concavity.
No, like not concavity, like the edges, right, of the
Oh, okay.
the edges of the Houdini sculpt, because that's going to give you your like at the moment it's going to give you all your angles that are in your sculpt.
Oh, you mean what is it, like the sharp edges? Yeah, that's in my B channel. That's convexity.
Oh, you have two B channels. Oh,
Oh, yeah. What is it? This is supposed
is
to be
that looks maybe yeah. It looks very directional. I guess that's the way that you're doing the sculpt in Houdini. Yeah, maybe try and pop it more. It's like I don't really see it bringing out these forms. So, what are you doing with the mask? Are you just putting like a lighter color in it, or?
Yeah, basically, like, because I just started, it's basically just like a color overlay that I'm using. Like, I don't have a well thought out material as of now.
Yeah, because you don't see it at all. Whereas I would expect to see it like on these sort of big planes of detail, and that's going to help break it up. Because right now all the textures are kind of like molding over it into one. So once you do that, you'll be good. It'll be more localized detail. Like this stuff here doesn't feel as localized, right? It just feels a bit random. So yeah, double checking that will help a lot. But it's just mask stuff, pretty much. So you get the moss on the world up, get the cavity really popping on the edges. Get some examples of like the cavity in from other people's rock sculpts.
Yep.
A good reference, and that's good to see. Cool. And then how's the scene rebuild going? So you said your Unreal crashed and stuff. Like, how's the rebuild of the harbor going?
What is it like? I haven't rebuilt it just yet. Yeah, what is it? These past 3 days, I've just been focusing on creating those kind of assets. But yeah, I will, I guess, yeah, my goal first is to create like some really nice looking rocks, and then afterwards I'm gonna rebuild the harbor. Yeah.
Cool. Chat says, where's the bird poop mask? And are you going to use the alpha channel for your RGB mask?
Yes, I plan to use the alpha channel as well. Yeah. Maybe for a poop mask.
Contrast or the obvious effect of the cavity mask, because it would go really nicely on these edges you've got.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the masks are there, so it's just, I think in this case it's just the textures, and it's just the noise of the textures and getting those balanced correctly as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. I have to create, what is it, a good shader, and also because I do have curvature masks and everything, right? Like I'm masking that. Yeah, it's just how to implement it and how to correctly shade it in. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a really good rock tutorial. It's like the one everyone links on ArtStation with the RGB masks. I don't know how good that would be as well. Depending on your moss, will be different, right? Arctic rocks will. So just talking about the growth of moss will be different on rocks. I think that's something you could probably do in your world up shader to have the flexibility of as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Yeah, I think these references have it in as well. They have like very obvious textural changes and don't blend into one too much. So I think that'll be
Yeah.
good for you to nail down on that.
Yes.
Cool. Anything else? So RGB mask rocks. No. This looks. Otherwise, this looks pretty good. I know you've been spending most of your time rebuilding stuff, so
Yeah.
looks like you've got detail normals on there? Question mark, because it looks very sharp up close. So
Yeah, there's a detail normal on there, yeah.
see if this is more polished for the future. But in one of these shots, or maybe it was your video, where you've got the light hitting the rock. Maybe it was in the video. Can you even push those normals up? Oh my god! I swear, Mr. Underscore, you're rapid firing stuff. He's going insane. That's what he's like. You just gotta calm him down. He's super active. Let's just say that.
That's good. That's a normal
You can answer his questions. He's going too fast for me while I find your video.
Gotcha. What is it here? Oh, what is the Arctic rock? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, so in terms of growth, it's going to be like the topic is what is it? Scandinavian, Germanic, like Slavic kind of regions. So moss according to that, and then the normals.
He really wants to see a base color view as well. Like he's obsessed with base colors.
Gotcha. I can tell you that they're not PBR yet because what is it? I'm using Megascan textures just to fill it in. So the base colors are probably too dark as of now. No, keep going. That's good. Yeah, the normals.
I can't find it anymore, but basically your detailed normal map, it was consistently everywhere, right? So one thing you can look into is He's sorry, you giving me PTSD from Godzilla. You can mask detail normal, so it just doesn't go everywhere at once, right? So
Yeah,
I
I
would
think what is it like with the
do that
RGB
as like a polish
RGB
thing.
channel? Yeah.
Well, I don't think it'd be
I think.
RGB because you've got to mask normals, which is the shader math is a little bit different,
Gotcha.
but that's more of a polish thing. Like the implementation is good. It looks good in the asset zoo, which again, asset zoo daytime. It's the bare bones, right? So if it looks good here, it's going to look good in most places. But yeah, just keep
Mhm.
refining your masks from here on and get the Moss Z in. Hey
Yeah.
Leah, did you follow a tutorial for the rocks? Mr. Brooker says, how did you do your rocks in Houdini?
How did I follow? Okay, so there are two tutorials which I followed. And I basically merged them together. One is from the Magic Market Stone tutorial, and the other one is from Rick Banks. I can type it in the side chat
Rick
here.
Banks, hold on. What's the Rick Bank one? Because I think that's my buddy. We used to teach together.
Oh,
Richard
really?
Banks.
Yeah, Richard Banks. Yeah.
Yeah. We taught together. He was the one. You remember when I told the story when we taught environment art, and every time I was teaching like how to do trim sheets or rocks manually, he was like, because he was my co-lecturer. When he wasn't delivering, he was doing it in Houdini and seeing if he could be faster. And most of the time he was. Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I could put
Yeah.
you in touch with Mr. Rick Banks if you ever have any questions. He's really cool.
Oh, yeah, gotcha. Yeah, he's a totally cool guy. Like I definitely recommend his channel, and also for learning Houdini, he has some really solid videos on there. Yeah, combining those two together was really good. Yeah.
Yeah, Rick's amazing. He works at Flix now, so he left teaching as well, and he works on like
Ah.
Sea of Thieves and all that sort of stuff, right? So
Oh, cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's a
good for
wizard as
him.
well. He reminds me of he's like a British Fabio, but much nicer and more polite than Fabio. So,
Hmm. Less edgy. Gotcha.
but no, real good stuff. I can't really give too much of a feel other than that stuff. Hopefully that helps. I mean, the rest looks really good, and you just got to refine those masks. I've left some sticky notes for what to do next, but yeah, no, keep going. It's good stuff.
That's great. Yeah, thank you so much, Elliot.
Yeah, anything you'd like to ask before we finish up, or anything I might have missed, or you're curious about?
No, not really. Yeah, I'm just gonna go through all the information that you mentioned, yeah, and then
Oh yeah, it was these shots. I missed these. So yeah, just being able to like, because this is cool, but being able to have like areas of rest where the detail normal kicks in and out, that will take it to the next level. So that it doesn't get too porridgey, you know.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that's the high poly.
Oh, okay. So maybe in the high poly, letting the eye rest a little bit in some of this high
Yeah.
noise, but that again easily refined.
Yeah, absolutely. I can easily do that, yeah.
Dude, so Randy Orton, friggin' mannequin. Yeah, cool. Yeah, yeah, no, cool stuff.
Cool.
Awesome. Yeah,
Nice. Gotcha. Shall I bring in the next patient?
no, I don't want to CV. I'm tired. You
V,
can skip him. Get him out of
did
here.
you hear that? Oh my God, V. I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna tell him.
How come you end up knowing everyone? It's a small industry, a very small industry. Um, but yeah, Rick and I talked together. He's really cool.
Me.
Hey V, really good to see you. Can't wait to give you feedback. Been looking forward to this. Ignore anything Leah said. But yeah, let me load up your stuff. How are you doing? You all good?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Doing really
Uh,
good yourself.
scroll up in your thread because there's a lot of.
Oh yeah, me and Mark just had some discussion regarding normals.
Cool.
But yes.
So I'm playing the video. Tell me what was been done in the meantime.
Yeah, so for the last couple of weeks, I've been doing some shader stuff. Uh, Last week I did some RGB masking with the stencil pass on my assets. This week was like optimizing my shader, doing some normal blending, and yeah, just adding masks and stuff to like medium to larger scale assets this week. That's what I've been doing. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I will say for anyone, there's a lot of regulars in here, but anyone that's new, you've seen Leah and V present their work every week for the last few months, so you'll probably be able to realize just how insane the glow up is on some of this work, especially for like this cyberpunk scene, right? So I know you've been doing a lot of material definition the last few
Yes.
weeks, and it's really been improving, which we can see in your A and Bs, right? So let's go to your Miro. PBR check. So he will have the PBR check. He's been doing that he's been going hard on materials the last few weeks. So so where we go? Okay, yeah. So
It's in the bottom actually.
oh my god, what is it? You and Leah, like you go one direction and then suddenly there's like a big gap or you're going down.
I mean, yeah. Had to break the flow.
Unbelievable.
So I started here with this interior piece, wanted to add some masking and stuff. And yeah, that's like the oh no, the final input is actually over here. This thing
Wait, where are we going? Okay,
on the right side here. This one.
cool.
I still need to add a like a mesh decal for the floor, for the dirt patch and stuff, like connect it better with the floor. So I'll be doing that in the next week. But yes,
I'm
it's
just going to
basically
assume a lot of this is placeholder, right? Because
exactly. Yeah, I've
yeah.
already added that as a comment. Like this part, this whole thing, like needs detailing.
Okay, cool. Let's just. I want to go back to last week just because we got a lot of new people. Where like yeah. So for the vending machine, like it's just cool to see this progression, right? Of where you've been going as you've been learning about materials and masks, and you start getting to like over here, and you've even got an more updated version of that, and with the counter as well. Yeah, you need like and then stuff up here with the AB. So yeah, this has been coming on very nice. Your mirror is still chaotic. Like half the time, it's like a different layout every week, but I don't know where to look half the time. What's the So what's going on here? Like, so the floor looks like the same texture as this, but this looks darker. So have you you still need to do a PBR pass on this, or?
No. I don't need a PBR pass. It's that there is like a very thin dust layer which like covers the entire this piece. And the fall off of that like dirt layer is fairly low. That's why like there's a difference in between the albedos of both these.
I would still expect to see like tiny amounts of
Okay.
that coming through. It's like you've said, it's like a 0, almost like a 1 overlay, whereas I would expect some of these to be here, right? So
Yeah.
have a look at your
The
masking
floor
on that.
isn't using any mask, by the way. It's just a simple tiling texture.
People are demanding the bolt sheets. So look, people can't get over your bolt sheet that you had to fix last week.
The city triggering bolt sheets, yeah.
Let me just do this. This is really. Let me just. Oh, why you do this?
Yeah.
So you did you? Yeah. Where's the AB of the new bolt sheets? Where's the new fixed one? Come on, pull us out of our misery. Where's the new bolt sheet?
What bolt sheet? I don't know what you're talking about.
Where's the new bolt sheet? You're banned from using. Where is it? You can't use this. This is banned. You've been told you can't do this. So where's the? You need the new one. Just 4. You only need 4.
Yeah, I'm making those actually. It's in the work.
Oh, what's going on here?
But
So
yes.
tell me about this. What you're looking at?
This is so I had to make a new bespoke trim. Not a trim sheet, like a hybrid decal sheet with trims and everything.
Hmm.
I was testing the alpha blending of this trim sheet over here. I still I still haven't finished it, so I've only tested how the normals would work on the surface. This is what it looks like. Um,
Okay. Is that like
but I haven't.
mesh decals? Question mark.
That's a mesh decal. Yes, that's a mesh decal with
Where
alpha.
is this on the vending machine, or have you not tested
You
it yet?
won't see it because like there's like no texturing on those trim sheets, so I just didn't
Oh wait,
include
this is
that.
okay.
Just did
This
the
is
normal. Yeah,
and is all this feedback from last week still in progress that I left you?
exactly. Yeah,
There's still okay. Fair enough. That's all good.
yeah,
Yeah, that'll just it'll be an extra breakup level, which is good.
yeah. Then this is I was working with glass texture complexity. I was trying to make a new master material, but this time I'm using a blend mode which is additive instead of translucent. I then also like reverted the thin translucent shading model back to default lit just to get rid of the complexity.
And which one is that reflected in?
Uh, it's it's over here, this thing. But like, so I have two versions now. There's one version which is like it lies somewhere in the green uh, gradient of this complexity value, which I'll be using for assets that are quite far away from the camera. But like as you get closer to the camera, like I want to like switch to that different shading model.
Okay.
That's the that's the plan. Yeah, for
Just
like close-up shots.
with this stuff, like just make sure there's like right below it is the visual example. Otherwise, it's like it could look good, could look weird, you know. So
Okay, all right.
because when you're in industry, right, you're not gonna have like if it's like a lead or an art director, they aren't gonna really. They just need the quickest information possible of like how it looks, right? So
Mm.
this won't necessarily help them. It's like, yes, it's more optimized, but then if it looks the same in the images below, then yeah, it's like instant communication visually of what's been done.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
What's going on
this
with
is
these
actually
ships?
what I was doing with the glass in perfection because this is what my glass looked like before. It was quite clean and everything. No scratches, no nothing. And yeah, I just I did a imperfect, like a grunge bass on the glass shader as well to add scratches and everything.
You check this with ref in game because it feels a bit thick.
Uh, I did, but like I do have the control to reduce down the grunge intensity and everything.
Yeah, because it feels a
Um,
bit. It feels like you won't be able to read the text. This one, it's actually pretty good. So maybe it's just the time of day
it's actually
potentially.
because of the sunlight. That's what I,
Hmm.
because like if I go really close to it, not even close, like if I just stand in front of it, it's like you'll be able to read the text. It's not that
So you got
bad.
some questions. Why you need so many bolts? Yeah, we went through that one. Floor would probably have more marks and stuff to help break up. Yeah, I think you're still working on the kitchen floor, right? So you're gonna add like break up and specular response and stuff like that, I assume.
Yes.
Cool. Hey, baby Zoo. Power of Lumen emissives. Yes. Yep. Yep. No, the emissives are reading quite nice on here. And then you got the ramen shop roof, which I know before you were making bespoke stuff for. So how's that been going?
Yeah, it's good.
No, that's
Just
better.
posted
Yeah.
a picture. Yeah.
Have you got?
But the thing is, like, I can still like increase the intensity of that emissiveness of the shader. You know,
Yeah. Just get some.
like what's going on the screen. Yes. Also, that's a placeholder, so I won't technically be using that format. I'll make a new hologram.
Oh, the sun is the asset zoo. Don't ignore that. His actual level is rain and dark, so there's no point
Yes.
upping it for that one. Yeah, do a sanity check. Get some images of cyberpunk vending machines just to triple check like how you're looking with stuff.
Yes, so then,
No,
yeah,
ramen
this is the
shop
ramen shop
roof.
roof part.
So
So
before you were
last week
doing
I
a
did
trim on this, well, you're doing a generic trim, and then it looked a bit off, and now you've making more of a bespoke set for this roof, right?
Yes, so last week I did that for the corrugated metal sheet, but the top part was remaining. So then I also like checked the UV density. It was like all over the place because of the trims and like it was getting squashed and stretched.
I've never used this view mode before. Looks interesting.
Yeah, so like if you can see here, like it shows you. So white means all good, yellow and red is like 1 times under, 2 times under, and then if it's like
It'd be interesting what this is set up to do, because obviously 1024 per meter is the standard, right? So it'd be interesting to see what
this is
that
not the
is.
case for my trim sheet because like it definitely exceeds 1024 when I start to like dial it indefinitely using decal machine. I mean that's the reason why my roughness map isn't looking good for the countertop, which is using the trim sheet.
Yeah, that's why with trim sheets, you don't want to put too much. I say too much. You don't
Yes.
even want to put the rust in there, right? So it looks like the rust is still in there, but it needs to be kind of blended in separately, ideally.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's the same setup with the RGB mask over here. Gotta say, this thing still needs some rework, especially the green channel. It's a very generic um, dialing with some generator. I didn't get much time to do a stencil pass on this, which I did for the B channel though. Over here.
Yeah,
So
like this one looks good.
yeah,
This one's okay. I mean, it's got some weird
okay,
like
you should.
big.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Then
that's
obviously this
because
one
of
is
the
needs work, right? So
this. Yeah, this needs rework. Yes. Mm.
cool. So still a few. Like I said, Venetian's looking really good. Still a few areas to address from last week. Still, which obviously the metal. Separate the rust out, reblend it on. Check all those sticky notes for the vending machine. Albedos are probably still in progress, but again, like some of these feel dark, like based on my impression. Like so, check those values in designer. Roughnesses look okay. You're doing a good job of roughnesses overall, anyway. The textile density thing, I don't fully understand why you can't get it in 1024 per meter if you're bespokely
No,
making the
it is in
trim, but
1024 now. Like it's fixed.
oh, because you were saying before that you couldn't get it in there, which is why I was curious as to why.
It's like okay, so there's like I'm using like really long strips of metal sheets for the trims, and that's why like it was getting stretched,
For
which is obviously a
which bit are we
mistake.
talking about?
These ones, like these ones
The
over
yellow
here,
bit?
the orange one, yeah. And that is done automatically using the decal machine. Like I trim down my trim sheet, and then decal machine just handles it. Um, and that was like giving me some weird
Like the width,
results.
yeah, I said the width doesn't matter. So it's the reason why I don't know what it is at the moment, right? I don't have a UV checker, but the element you're doing the trim for, if it matches what you're doing, you shouldn't run
By the way,
into issues.
this is not a trim though.
What is
This
it?
thing
What is
is not a
this?
trim
What
anymore.
is this?
This is styling texture plus RGB mask.
You might have a
This is like
similar issue to like you remember because that's the way you did. Remember when Mark gave you feedback for the counter, right? You did the same thing. So maybe this to me benefits better from like this bit here, not the top bit, like this bit benefits better from trim.
Okay.
It depends because you're missing like say you are missing
Details.
construction detail. It's just like one big see a bit, Mr. Brooker, good to see you again. One big sheet of metal
Okay.
for what you're doing. But like the top, yes, I agree. Like the top from here upwards, for sure, you know, tie level texture, right? But those middle bits, I would have a look at that. It's not a huge deal just for this shop because the sign breaks it up. But you know, the more you can break up big sheets of metal and think about how they're made,
Alright.
the better.
I mean, that won't be an issue then because I can just use a strip of
So it's like you made you made all these bolts, you didn't use any, and you need bolts.
yeah, because I'm like making a new one, right? This time with just a few ones.
But yeah, you could break it up with those bolts. Yeah, with mesh decals, I do worry that it's going to be a lot of mesh decals in one area where you could just have them on a trim sheet. But yeah, that could work as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I say, a lot of this stuff, like these big sheets of metal, it honestly just comes down to riveting. Yeah, it comes down to just referencing references, and I keep repeating like reference, but it happens to all my mentees. I do it as well. Like we just forget about really ironing in on reference and construction reference and just making these things. So reference is really going to save you on this, because I can imagine you making a trim that's like little panels, and then maybe some have bolts in the corners, and then maybe it goes from like panel to like a big panel in the middle, then panels, and then got all these little details on that will help break it up. So
Okay.
but you've already done this. You're already doing this on the vending machine and the other bits.
Yeah,
You
it's
just
like
got to do the
somewhere
same
in
bit.
that process, like I just end up forgetting only, oh wait, I need to revisit my reference once more in order to be like extra sure. Like what I'm doing is correct. So just need to bring that into my habit.
Think of design for everything, for absolutely everything that
Exactly.
you're doing. But yeah, no, for anyone like watching as well, right? Trim sheets are. I know people scale them, but you're not really meant to scale trim sheets if you're going for good text density, and that is a very debatable subject on flexibility versus good textile density. But it is important to know as a personal piece where we can control textile density, right? If you were to take, if V is to take this, right, this whole length, like one wing section of this length, right, and he goes and he basically puts that whole wing length on a trim sheet, the trim sheet will be in perfect textile density. That's the way you should ideally go about it. And then you'll naturally find flexible ways to scale the trim a little bit. But yes, I am aware lots of studios scale trim sheets dramatically, but you do break TD. So for personal work, I personally wouldn't scale it that much. But yeah, you can fit anything to TD in that range. So that's what I do for that. Make that, and then make your little sections and your little bolts, and just vibe out with the trim, and you'll be good.
Yes.
But you already know all this stuff. You're already doing it. It's just that you basically have to do it on everything at this point. So
Exactly. Yeah. Like I'm doing it over here, like the trims and everything.
oh wait, where are we? Where are we going? Yeah. It's just more like more of this stuff basically. But do on the vending machine first. Finish off the vending machine. Get those little bits in that we spoke about, and then that can be your benchmark asset. But yeah, the glow up on your vending machine is insane, right? So the amount of stuff you're learning and improving on is super good.
Mm-hmm.
So oh wait, what was this? I guess it's decal machine stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't used
this
it.
is not decal machine stuff. This is Painter stuff. I'm making my trim sheets entirely in Painter this time. So oh, by the way, for like the context of this image right here is now I'm like also blending my normals together. So this is like the rust like blending with the with the
Mm-hmm.
paint and yeah, everything, which was not happening before.
Yeah, it looks good. I mean, it looks good this close, which is good because usually we wouldn't go this close because it's
Yeah,
going
yeah,
to be
yeah.
blurry.
It's
But yeah,
just
this looks good. Yeah, cool. Yeah, good stuff overall. So yeah, working those smaller details. Keep working on the feedback from last week with the new feedback from this week. Consider making more trims for those top little areas for the metal. Keep checking your TD. I have no idea. I'll have to look into this because I have no idea like what this means in terms of what TD this is measuring to and if it can be mixed up. But when in doubt, just bring in the 1 meter plane with the checker on and have a look, right? So, and then yeah, check
TD
albedos.
is fine now, honestly, because like I'm not using frames, but like yeah, we'll talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
tolerable's good
yes,
for big surfaces, but not so good for this type of stuff in my opinion, where it's small trims that need specific detail on. But cool, no. Good overall. Like I say, I'm nitpicking at all stuff because I know you're going to do it and you keep improving with it. So yeah, overall, as a holistic view, like your progress is really good. And like just looking at where you're coming from an asset point of view and materials, considering you didn't know any of this stuff, like not only like a few months ago, right? You're kind of leveling up
few
super
weeks ago.
fast. Let's just check the chat, break it up with bolts and rivets, wires and stuff. Haymaker, good to see you again. Studios cut corners, yep, need a bench. Would the button area of the machine have some underlighting facing down? So he's asking about if the buttons would have lights on to help see and be able to push them at night time, I
Yes, so
assume.
the new hybrid room sheet that I'm making, it will also have the emissive bits as well. So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Cool. Nice. Yeah, no other comments. Get working on it. Good stuff. Anything you want to ask or anything you feel I've missed I can help you with?
No, not really.
Cool.
I mean, we already like do ask all the questions.
Yeah, I know. We talk a lot on the Discord, but good. It's
Yeah.
good for the stream to see where you're at. It's like the Truman Show, right? The stream is watching you and Leah from like January up until the end of the year. Eventually, you're going to finish this project, and then it's going to be all documented with the reviews. And it's going to be really cool to see that Truman Show-esque journey of where you started and where you sort of where you've come from as well, right? So you know, I don't know where it is on your mirror because your mirror is freaking crazy, but you know, looking back at like here, right, where you were here,
Yep.
or even here when you're doing like this sort of stuff, right, and then going all the way across from your material development, your original shops, and all the way to your current progress, which is side and then down. So
Yeah, I'm doing it like 10 weeks in a row, and then I'll just switch up the row.
can potential students join in whenever for your Patreon, or do you have some schedule? So this stuff right now is like on the Patreon, people are always talking and streaming their work, right? It's just that Leah and V, and then sometimes John, they come onto the stream bit. So anyone's welcome to do that. It's literally if you're online at the time and you want me to go through your work on voice with you, we do that. But if you're on the Patreon, there's people on the voice literally every day as well, so you can get lots of feedback off the stream. So yeah, that's one of the Patreon benefits, that the official check-in is on the streams, but there's quite a big voice community on the Discord of 4 to 6 people most evenings, 2 to 3 during the day, and sometimes up to 8 on Fridays, Saturdays. So yeah, check it out if you want. But cool. Yeah, good stuff. I'm going to start finishing up. Just a reminder that we have our guest talk. It's in 2 weeks for Patreon. So we have, I'll be putting this out on all the socials anyway, but just to remind, we have on the 29th of August, lighting artist from Playground Games, Thomas Frater. Going to be talking about his career, how he went from theatre lighting to video game lighting, speaking about his career, lighting art, doing Q&A, 1 hour 30 talk, 45 minutes talk, 45 minutes Q&A. Patreon only, and only the first half is recorded, so Q&A is always exclusive to who is live at the time. So yeah, have a check out, and I'll see you guys next week on the stream or on the Discord if you're on the Patreon. But as usual, appreciate you guys popping by, and I'll see you next video.